So today's video will again step away from the three Baltic nations to focus on other countries in the region. This time, Norway, Denmark, Finland and Sweden. It's these four countries that have joined forces to develop the NCU, the Nordic Combat Uniform. We love looking at multinational collaborations, and it's always exciting to look at new kit. So let's find out what NCU is all about. According to a Finnish Ministry of Defence press release, the project began in 2016. Nordefco, or Nordic Defence Cooperation, says the NCU project trials for selected bidders began in December 2019. Around 420 soldiers from across the four Nordic countries from the different arms and services covering different types of units participated in trials. Participants, both men and women, had different areas of operations and ranged from professional soldiers to conscripts. In Finland, it was said that test groups included conscripts of the readiness units of the Jaeger Brigade and Kainu Brigade. Denmark's testing focus was with hot climates, while Sweden's focus was on the clothing suitability for women. It was stated that the participating countries, which again are Norway, Denmark, Finland and Sweden, don't always operate in the same environments. However, it was important for the NCU system to be versatile enough to suit a wide range of settings. And so test operating environments ranged from southern regions in the Nordic countries to the far north. A project official stated that all test units were given training from each competing bidder and had strict instructions to follow during the test period, which ended in May 2020. We need to ensure that all tenderers are treated equal, and we need the soldier's brutally honest opinion of the system he or she has used, the official stated. And so it was decided that the Nordic Combat Uniform system consists of three configurations. The European system, which is divided into an intermediate part covering down to minus 19 degrees Celsius, and a cold add-on covering temperatures down to minus 45 degrees Celsius. Then there's a desert configuration covering hot and dry environments, and a jungle configuration covering hot and wet settings. With these configurations, the project's development even saw Danish soldiers on behalf of the NCU project head to Australia to conduct tests in desert and jungle environments. These two configurations were tested for 2 continuous non-stop 10-day periods under exercise and mission-like conditions. There was also climate chamber testing to ensure comfort and functionality under steady 5 degrees Celsius and steady rain. The systems were also tested with commercial and industrial washing. And so in February 2022, it was announced that a supplier had officially been chosen for the NCU system. The combat uniform manufactured by the company Oscar Pedersen of Norway was selected. Digging deeper, it looks like other companies have been subcontracted for specific uniform components. With the graphic shown here, you can see all of the layers for each configuration. The NCU's official website says that the company Kostas Siamidis has technical responsibility of the project and is the owner of layers 2 through 5. Acclima is the owner of layer 0 and 1A, while Woolpower is the owner of layer 1B. Finally, WL Gore & Associates GmbH, better known as Gore-Tex, was sourced as the special fabrics provider. An official statement says that the total value of the NCU project between 2022 and 2028 will be €425 million at the most, when taking into account the clothing procurement of all of these countries. The framework agreement allowed the Finnish Defence Forces to procure the NCU system in the amount of up to €65 million. While the Nordic Combat Uniform configuration is or will be the same in all participating countries, each country will use its own national camouflage pattern in the uniforms. Norway's Ministry of Defence says that NCU can be delivered in far more sizes than were previously available for Norway's military. The new uniform comes in around 30 different sizes. Previously, weight and height were used to determine sizes, but this new system is more precise. For example, tops are based on stated body length and chest measurements. Thus, this uniform can be much more easily adapted to different body types and shapes, both for men and women. Most of the NCU garments are unisex, but wool garments such as boxer shorts, bras, and wool mesh garments are tailored for women and men. Headgear, gloves, footwear, or personal protective equipment are not part of the NCU, and so each participating country procures those items independently. If we understand things correctly, Finland was the first country to field the new system in 2023. The NCU clothing system was fielded alongside the country's domestic MO5 and the MO4 warm climate combat uniforms using the same camouflage pattern. In Sweden, the NCU goes by the name Markstridsuniform 24 or MSU 24. Fall/winter 2024 was when the new ground combat uniform was delivered to the first units of the Swedish military. In January 2025, the first Norwegian soldiers received the new Norwegian version of the NCU, known in the country as M23. Now, based on these somewhat recent YouTube videos posted to official Danish military channels, delivery of the new uniforms only just started in summer 2025. So, what can we say about all of this? Hopefully, you're thinking the same thing as us non-Nordic viewers. This looks like a very cool project, and one that, if proven successful and effective, should be used as a model for multinational collaboration. We say if proven successful and effective because, well, sometimes problems are discovered as time goes on. Also, looks can be deceiving, and maybe the actual users of these garments have something else to say about them. At the same time, we trust that the 400-plus service members involved in testing and trials gave suppliers and designers sufficient feedback to create a clothing system that kept soldiers warm and dry in cold weather and cool and dry in hot weather. While it would be great to see the three Baltic nations collaborate on a similar project for future uniforms, if needed, it would really just make more sense to use the same system, except with local camouflage patterns. Perhaps the design could be licensed to Baltic clothing companies to ensure faster production. We're not saying that new uniform designs are needed, but if they were, this would be an easy solution given the amount of research and development that has already gone into the design. Sure, it doesn't get as cold in the Baltics as the northern parts of the Nordic countries, but Baltic temperature ranges and climates do overlap with a lot of the NCU's users. So, what do you think of the NCU as a model for multinational collaboration? And, of course, to all the Nordic service members who actually wear these new uniforms, what are your thoughts on comfort and functionality? Do let us know by leaving a comment. If you would like to know what videos will be published in the future, how long it takes us to make a video, as well as the topics we're developing and researching, we invite you to become a member of our YouTube channel or a member of our Contribee page. Members will get behind-the-scenes access to everything going on at Baltic Defence Review and can ask questions about our process. But whether you financially support us or not, we thank you for watching.